Thanks for joining me on the Vantage Point Podcast. First of all, how are you?
Me. Yeah, not too bad. Bit nervous. I've not done something like this before.
You're my first Instagram verified guest. You know that?
I'm sure I won't be the last.
Hopefully. How does one go about getting Instagram verified? How do you do that?
Do you know what? I requested it as a joke.
Right.
So if you go onto Instagram, I'm pretty sure you can search for it, like just in your settings, you can search for verification. And I just did that on a whim after I had some news articles about me and everything. And I was like, do you know what? In the car with my best friend, I was like, I'm going to request it as a joke because I think that would be absolutely hilarious if I do get verified. 4 days later, I've got a notification coming up on my phone being like, your verification has been approved. And I literally was sat in my office like, what is my life right now? Not what I expected at all to happen. I thought it was going to get declined, but no, here I am.
So what are the requirements to get verified then? Because I've not seen like an option to just like be like request the blue tick, you know? How do you do it? Like, what do you need to have at least?
So I submitted my driver's license because it's the only form of identification I had on me at the time. So driver's license. Right. And then I think I attached 4 of the news articles about me because if you haven't seen my face in a news article, where have you been? Have you been living under a rock? But I'm sure we'll get it. And I attached 4 of the news articles and that was literally it.
Yeah, so tell me more about this TikTok that made it so you had to get Instagram verification, because what were people trying to be you or like pretend to be you or something?
No, that's the
what
thing.
Was it then?
It's like there was no one trying to like fake being me or anything like that. It's just, I think because I gained such a following in such a short space of time, I gained like 2,500 followers in like 24 hours. If that, it was absolutely mad. I had over 2,000 people trying to add me on Snapchat, which I now don't add people on Snapchat for that specific reason. But for those of you who don't know, I actually I bought a stamp on Amazon with my social media on it. So it basically says, I think you're fit. Like, if you're single, you should hit me up. And then I have my Instagram handle on it and my Snapchat username. And I went on a night out in Bristol with my friends filming me. And I think I stamped around 15 boys with it, just really randomly. And that gained me nearly 1 million views in 24 hours, which is it's not anymore. That was nearly my highest climbing video in 24 hours, but that's now been overtaken by a different one. But yeah, gave me a lot of attention. I actually got invited on this morning, but ITV cancelled on me. I was absolutely loved it.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way. Was that when Piers Morgan was still on it?
No, that was recently. So I think I got on it at the end of October, maybe.
Oh wow, I had no idea. I'd seen these news articles. Yeah, like I'd seen it on just pop up, not even from you sharing it, but I'd seen like the articles come up anyway.
Yeah, everywhere. Honestly, they still haunt me to this day. I've been recognised in my gym. Just, I'm just there trying to do a bit of a workout, trying to get those gains. And this guy turns around to me, he's like, "Are you the girl I think you are?" That really depends on who you are, to be honest.
Yeah, that could be really bad.
With the sign. I was like, I mean, it's a stamp, not a sign. Yeah, that is me. I've been recognised on nights out. I got recognised on my graduation. It went a bit mad, to be honest.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like how many TikTok followers did you have before that TikTok?
Do you know what? I don't remember.
Because you were already doing it like quite consistently, right? Like you were already a TikToker basically.
I had definitely already hit 1,000. I think maybe. Well, this is how fast I've grown already. I went bowling in middle of November, and at that time I was on 4,000 followers. We are now beginning of January, and I am on. I checked this earlier actually because it's mad. Just over 7,000.
Wow, that's really good, especially on a that's
it's
mad.
A bit mental.
Yeah, that is crazy. Has anyone ever stamped you back?
No,
No.
I'm actually so disappointed. There was a lot of controversy behind my stamp actually, because a lot of people were saying it's like, oh my god, if this was a man, like he'd be thrown out of the bar.
Oh, come on, really?
And stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but me personally, if a guy came up to me and said, hey, are you single, and stamped me with his social media, I would personally find that pretty funny. But I don't know if that's just because I've done the exact same, but boys were loving it. Like they literally found it absolutely hilarious. Anytime I mention it to a boy, they're like, that's brilliant. I'm like, I know. Granted, wasn't an original idea. I have put that out there in the past. I did see it on TikTok previously. Just so happened that my video did very well.
Ah, so stolen.
Not stolen, no. Like I've always said it was never an original idea. But I don't know who the original creator is, because I've seen it on my For You page at least 4 different times. So I've never been able to tag the original creator because no one knows who it is. And I think that's a big issue with TikTok. No one ever knows who the original person was because everybody shares it. So
well, you know what though, with that, I think it's fine to reformat. Like there's trending styles of videos all over the place, right? And I don't think you have to necessarily attribute your video to whoever first came up with the idea. If you can put your spin on it and make your own video around that idea, that's still your video, you know.
That's
and it's
exactly what I do.
Clearly, something about your
content.
video is what made it go viral because of the way you edited it or were presented in it. I watched it, I didn't know it wasn't you that like invented the idea, but I remember watching it and thinking this is a well structured, like it's a well edited, well timed video that keeps my engagement even though I know kind of what's going to happen, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is there's a plot twist at the end of that video which I had so many people kicking off at me about, but do you know what, it was fine because the last guy I went up to in that video, there were some that we didn't get recorded. But the last guy who I approached in that video was actually married and I didn't realise.
Oh, really?
They go at me in the comments being like, did you not see the ring? Like, why has he got his arm around you and stuff like that? And I'm like, to be fair to myself, I noticed him across a crowded dance floor. I went up to him, said, are you single? He said, no, I'm married. Show me his ring. So I went to walk off. I was like, oh no, like, I'm so sorry. All he did when he put his arm around me, he pulled me in and he was like to me, it's like, love, I'm old enough to be your dad, and let me go in that laughed and joked it off and everything. But so many people were coming at me in the comments being like, if that was my boyfriend, like I'd like throw you around by your hair and stuff like that, like. And I just kind of sat there, you know what, I asked every single boy before I even stamped them, are you single? I'm a respectful person. I've had it before where guys with girlfriends have approached me and I've tried to reach out to the girlfriend and they're not having any of it, and that's their problem. But it's just one of those things where it even says on the stamp, if you're single, hit me up. Like, if you're not single and I've stamped you, but
don't
you
hit me up,
that's on them.
Yeah.
That's their prerogative. So yeah, it's caused some controversy, primarily among older generations, not necessarily ours.
Yeah, like no matter what happens, if you're getting how many views did that TikTok get? That was like a
2.1
lot, right?
mil.
2.1. Okay, wow. So,
anyway.
Obviously a percentage of those people are going to be negative, aren't they? You know, because it will be showing up in people's newsfeed who have no idea who you are, like
the Facebook,
what thought you put into it and everything.
The Facebook comments were horrific. I had to stop reading them. They were awful, telling me to go and get a life. Because basically all the news articles, so I obviously didn't write the news articles. I don't do that. But the news articles,
okay.
I was like fed up of being single and everything. I wasn't really fed up of being single. I'd just come out of a situationship and I was like, do you know what? We're going on this night out. I'm going to get the stamp. I think it'll be funny. Am I expecting anything to come from those stamps? No. It was
Sorry, go on.
It was just for some fun and literally just content. So I don't really understand why people were getting aggro with me, really.
Yeah. How would you describe a situationship? I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
Oh, a situation. Have you never heard of a situation?
No.
Oh my God, it's the most complicated thing ever.
Explain it. You said it. What is it?
Situationship is where you're not dating, but you're not friends, but you're more than friends. And basically, there's chemistry, like you're seeing each other and everything like that, but there's no label. You don't really know what you are, what you're going to be. Basically, it's a ball of mess. And I got myself into one of those last August. It lasted about 6 weeks. So not my longest situationship. My longest one was 3 months and it absolutely destroyed me. They are not good for the mental health. Yeah, so this one lasted like 6 weeks and it ended up with him ghosting me, like really, really randomly. What made it 10 times worse is I do have to see this person like at least once a week. So that's a lot of fun for me. Yeah, basically, if you're listening to this or watching this, don't get in a situationship. It'll ruin you.
So having been in a situationship, how does one avoid being in a situationship?
Oh, you just be straight with the boy. Like, if they want to like mess you around and be like, oh no, I want you, but I still want to talk to other people, and like, I don't think I want a relationship with you right now, tell them exactly what you want. If you don't want a situationship and you actually want something to progress, tell them that. If they don't want it, put them in the bin. That's what I'm trying to do. Not very well though, unfortunately.
Yeah, look out for your mental health.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you say TikTok and maybe social media in general is a good thing or a bad thing overall for mental health?
Do you know what? I love social media. I do. I love doing it on the side and stuff apart from my normal job. But I genuinely would probably say that it's not great for mental health. It's just not. You spend so much time on it. Like this morning, for example, I was supposed to get up at 8:30 and, get doing stuff. I stayed on TikTok for an hour and a half, just sat in bed, just scrolling. You get yourself into a little hole. Girls, especially, I don't really know if guys do it all that much, but I know that girls compare themselves to like social media tools and everything like that, or like celebrities and stuff, because it's right in front of them and it's all they see and it's all that they want to be. Like, I know for me personally, I don't really try and compare myself to models and stuff because I'm like, I am comfortable with who I am and what I look like, but I know that that's the same for a lot of girls, and I know that people do compare themselves to me. I've had it before where a couple of my friends have compared themselves to me because I'm more on the slim side, and like I work out and stuff, and I get a lot of my friends comparing themselves to me, and I'm like, but that's just my body type. Everyone is different and that's not an issue.
Yeah, comparison is the thief of joy, so they say.
Yeah, like that's the thing, is like you shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people because other people have different dietary requirements or have a different level of exercise that they like to do, or like just the way that they are in general. Like for me personally, I have quite a high metabolism and I'm very grateful for that, don't get me wrong, but that's not going to be there forever. Like that will change. But I get so many people comparing themselves to me and I'm like, please don't do that. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the damage to your mental health because you want to look like me when you're beautiful just the way that you are. And it's so difficult to get that message across to people sometimes because when they've got that in their head, all they think about.
Yeah, I work with people sometimes and they'll tell me, they want to look like this or look like this person, and for some people it's just not a realistic goal for their body type. Like some people, as you were saying, high metabolism, they'll find it very hard to put on muscle. So how can we work to those strengths and then develop you based on your body type to a realistic goal that you can actually achieve. And then once you hit that goal, you'll feel so much better about it than trying to hit some goal to look like someone who just structurally you're never going to look like, just because you're not the same shape as them. You've got a different bone shape as people. Genetics play a massive part in fitness as well. One thing I was going to ask you, actually, what are your goals with fitness in 2023?
2023, I'm so excited for 2023. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening for me this year. Fitness, I just got myself a PT. Well, I've got myself an online coach. Only had him for 48 hours and I'm already dying.
That's good. Good sign. Good sign.
I know, that's literally, I messaged him yesterday. I was like, are you trying to kill me? He was like, if you don't hurt, it's not working. So get back on the Stairmaster. I was like, okay. Also, 20 minutes on the Stairmaster at level 9, he's actually trying to kill me. Genuinely.
That's tough. That's tough.
I didn't make it. I lasted 13 minutes. But fitness goals for 2023 is I really need to get in shape, because in just under 8 months, I'm doing 50-kilometer coastal walk.
Right. That's the sponsored walk, right?
Yeah. So
I was going to ask you about that. Tell me more about that.
So I'm raising money for Suicide & Co., who are a charity that offer help to those bereaved by suicide. So they offer help with like support and counselling and things, which is very, very big to me, because I've lost 2 family members to suicide, including my mum. So it's one of those where it's very, very close to me, because I don't feel like I got the support that I probably needed. Don't get me wrong, my family really tried, but because I was so young, I wasn't really in the mental space to be like, yeah, I actually need help. Whether there's a lot of people who just don't seek it, don't have the facilities to, and they actually have a hotline that's open and stuff, which is very exciting. But yeah, I've been in very close contact with them recently about the walk, getting prepped for the walk and stuff. And I don't really know how I'm going to manage it, because it's just over 30 miles. I've climbed Snowdon, right, which was fine, but I feel like that wasn't as big of a thing as this 50k walk. So definitely need to start getting in shape for that, which is the whole reason why I've got my online coach. But yeah, I also just want to get fitter, because I'm actually very lazy when it comes to the gym, unfortunately. I love it. Probably looks like on social media like I do so much exercise and like I'm always in the gym. I'm not. I will go there for 45 minutes max, probably spend 10 of that on the Stairmaster, and then wandering around trying to look for the weights that I actually want to do, and then I just leave. I want a donut.
Good session.
Yeah, it's a brilliant session.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the donut in the gym.
At least you're getting your steps in, walking around looking for the weights.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. And I do walk down the stairs sometimes, and that's
walking, I think walking's very underrated, just as a form of just a habit that keeps your fitness up, that you can maintain. Because I used to think, what's the point in going for a walk? What a waste of time that is, when I could go for a run.
Oh, I love it.
But then I thought, having gone jogging, most mornings and stuff, I soon realized some days you just wouldn't feel like doing it. And it's just such a hassle going out, getting your running kit on, sweating, having to wash all your running clothes, potentially the weather not being right, or you're just not having the time. And going for a walk, you can always find the time somewhere, no matter where you are during your day. You don't have to put on like kit to go for a walk. You can just go for a walk in your work clothes. You can go for a walk wherever. It's just such an easy thing to do every single day, like a positive habit that you can keep up.
It's one of the reasons why I love living in Wiltshire. So many places to walk around here. It's brilliant.
I bet.
I step outside. I live in a village, so there's loads of fields around us. We've got the canal literally down the road. It's brilliant. I do so much walking. I probably do more walking than I actually do exercise at the gym. But at this rate, that's probably a good thing. But no, it's so underrated, and I think it's such like just a nice thing to do, because if you're out in scenery and stuff, you're so distracted, you don't know how long you've been walking for. You've been too busy looking around, or like chatting with your friends or your family, or playing with a dog. If you've got a dog, go for a dog walk. You'll be walking for miles.
Yeah, they'll walk further than you. They'll outwork you no matter what. It's funny, we're recording a podcast now because the reason I even started listening to podcasts is I was going running and walking and thinking, I'm getting a bit bored listening to the same songs on repeat all the time. And I started listening to podcasts while I was going for a run or a walk. And I'd go sort of 15 minutes in one direction, 15 minutes back, no matter where I was. And then that's like a 30-minute podcast I could listen to then. And I felt like I didn't even notice the time go by, because I'm learning stuff as I'm moving, and I don't get bored. I don't even notice how tired I am, because I'm focusing on what I'm listening to, whereas a song you've heard like a few times before, you start thinking about, oh, I'm breathing heavy, I'm feeling tired, I'm getting bored, whereas a podcast or maybe an audio book for some people.
I do that.
Oh yeah. What's the last
Not
audio book you
necessarily
read?
when I run, because I don't run. I hate cardio.
Right.
I don't like it.
You said you're doing a massive sponsored walk just now, right?
Yeah, but I mean in the gym it's a bit different.
Yeah,
In the gym,
sure.
cardio, I literally don't do it. Anywhere but the gym, fine. But yeah, no, I listen to audiobooks all the time, primarily in the car. Like, I don't know what it is, but if I'm driving along with me, I remember 6-hour journey from Cornwall back to Chester. I was gonna die because it's such a long way. No, stuck an audiobook on. It flew by. I listened to half the audiobook on my journey home.
What did you listen to?
It was either Bridgerton, such a terrible book, by the way. I don't rate it. Or it was one of the After book series. It might have been After Ever Happy. So I've just finished all of those. Which, books better than the film. Bridgerton TV show better than the book. But that's a controversial opinion.
Okay, I'll have to check those out. Just one more thing I know you're focusing on in 2023 is I've noticed you've revitalized your YouTube channel. What are your goals with that?
Do you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I've got so much planned with YouTube. I just kind of was like, oh, I'm not really focusing on dating and boys this year. I've kind of taken a bit of a step back from that. I want to have something else that I can put my focus and my energy into. So I started my YouTube back up. I've posted one video so far, which I posted last week actually. I've got 4 more that are filmed that I need to edit. Got a Chester vlog coming in because I was there for New Year's Eve. I originally had a Coventry vlog, but I've watched the footage back and it's just not worth it. So that one's going to be scrapped. Got a Manchester vlog because I was there last weekend, and what I bought in Manchester. And then I think I filmed something else as well. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, exciting things coming with that. I've got a lot of trips that I'm going on this year that I can't wait to like vlog and stuff that I want to film. I'm actually going to Disney World in April with my family.
Ah, cool.
So
that'd be a good vlog.
Like,
vlog
yeah,
potential there.
It should be theoretically. However, I don't really know how it's going to work because I don't want my family actually in it, if you get me.
Yeah.
Just like privacy and stuff, because my brother is like, he's still a minor, he is a child, so just for those reasons and stuff it might be a bit tricky, but I am going to try my best to film and stuff with that. But yeah, and then I've planned that I'm going on at least 2 solo trips this year. I don't know where to, but
okay, cool. Good for building confidence. Really good for your mental health, traveling, especially traveling on your own. I think that's a really good thing to do.
Oh, I'm terrified. I'm gonna be so nervous.
How do you find TikTok? Like TikTok views and retention, like your TikTok audience, how does that translate to YouTube or other social medias?
Do you know what? I have so many more followers on TikTok than I do on any other social media, because no one follows on like your other social media platforms, which I don't fully understand. If
really?
that I like on TikTok, I will go and follow their Instagram. But yeah, I've got 7,000 followers on TikTok and I've got 2,500, maybe just over, on Instagram. And a lot of the time, the people that are following me on Instagram aren't even people from TikTok. I've had a couple of people follow me. Like, I had a girl reach out to me from America the other day saying that she loved my TikToks and stuff, which absolute angel. We're now friends. But yeah, I don't know, like I think it's so much easier to build a following on TikTok because so many people use it, and it's one of those where you can just flick through your For You page, and if you interact with certain people more, so like say you like one of my videos, I'll pop up on your For You page again, and the more and more that you're going to see my face, the more you're likely to follow me. Whether you don't get that with Instagram, you just don't.
Yeah, I see.
Feed is just who you're following.
So you think that algorithm on TikTok's better than Instagram?
Yeah, 100%. Like when we look at my TikTok, I posted a video yesterday and it's got just under 2,000 views. And I guarantee there'll be all kinds of like different people. Like if I look at my analytics for my profile, I will be able to see whereabouts in the world my like everyone's from, roughly. Yeah. So my following is 74% female and 26% male. Majority of my followers are between the ages of 18 and 24. Normally it tells me what countries they're from.
Where would you guess they're from? UK?
UK. I had loads from Belgium on one video, which was
cool. What would your advice be to someone who is looking to get like a viral TikTok? What are the key components, do you think, that make a viral TikTok?
Don't look for it.
But they are looking for it. How do they do it? If their goal is to do that, but then the advice is don't try to do that. How do you do it?
Genuinely, you can't. Like don't get me wrong, I really try with my content, but that's because I make, before any men come for me, because I have had guys come for me before, I make relatable content for girls. Okay? Because men suck. No offense.
None taken.
But that's the thing, is like whenever I make content and stuff, don't get me wrong, I am trying for it to reach a certain target audience. And there are videos that do really, really well. I had one do 3.9 million views. And then I had one a couple of days later that got not even 1,000. And that's okay. Like your views are always going to fluctuate. Everyone always says that my TikToks do quite well. Like a lot of them are 5K plus. But don't look for it. When I made the stamp video, no idea it was going to blow up. Not a clue. I think in the first 20 minutes, it got 50,000 views. Was so confused. Didn't know what was going on. With my first TikTok that went viral, it was a dig at a boy that I was seeing. Never in a million years that I thought that anyone else would relate to it. 3 million people did. So that's
how you find your audience. Yeah, you're like, okay, these people related to what I was saying, so I'm going to hone in on this audience rather than trying to appeal to everyone.
And that is exactly what I've done with my content. So my content is all breakups, situationships, boys that you like but don't like you back, and everything like that. However, it can cause so many issues. I was seeing a boy who I didn't realise had found my TikTok, and I'd posted something. He thought it was about him, had nothing to do with him. Instead of speaking to me about it, he went and told our friends how he felt. They told me. I then left it to see if he'd been mature enough to reach out to me. He wasn't. He ended it the next day. And that's probably why I can't find a relationship, to be fair.
Maybe they're terrified of being in a viral TikTok.
Well, do you know what? That's their problem, because it gets me loads of views. So
fair enough.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, if you're looking for a TikTok to go viral, don't get me wrong, there'll always be things that you can do. Like there'll be the video format, or there'll be hashtags and the caption and stuff like that. With hashtags, I'm pretty sure I saw a TikTok that says you should use kind of like between 4 and 7 hashtags to make it more likely to come up on the For You page. I generally try and do that, but again, a lot of my videos, even where I do think that I've done everything that I possibly can for a video to do well, sometimes it doesn't. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not meeting the correct audience. But then the next video that you post could have 100,000 views.
Yeah. And I think it's important to take from what you've said there, it's more important to have content that people really truly relate to, rather than something that's just got the perfect number of hashtags under the post. It's way more important that you found an audience of people that you're making content that you know people are going to think the same way as you, and they'll or maybe it even challenges an opinion of a group of people that could also get feedback, right?
Exactly. Like there's so many different ways that you can get views, but you, like I said, you need to find your audience. Look at loads of different followers on TikTok. You've got your gym section, you've got your heartbreak section, you've got book talk, where all of it is just filled with book recommendations. They get loads of views, by the way. Book talk, so many views. I've got so many TikToks saved of books that I want to read. Will I ever actually read them? Probably not. But they're just so engaging and so captivating. You're like, oh my God, I must read this book. I'm going to like this. I'm going to save it for later and stuff like that. My TikTok is like that, just with situations. So girls will see it and they'll be like, I really want the guy that I'm seeing to see this, so I'm going to repost it or something like that. Like, it's all stuff that girls will relate to if they are in situations that I have previously been in, aka when you really like a guy and the guy is giving you nothing.
Yeah, sounds good. Just tell me quickly, just we've not got much time left, but just tell me which is that TikTok that got more views than, because I didn't realize you had one that was more viral than that one with the stamp. Just quick, sum that one up for me. And how did that go viral?
So
how many views has it got, first of all?
Right, so I've got two. So one of them is 0.9 million. And that says, this man has 16 days left to sort his shit out before I leave him in 2022.
Was that true? Was that like a real statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gone. He's done.
Did he sort it? No? Oh, damn.
Well, no. Well, I don't really know.
Okay.
Still friends with him on social media and stuff.
Doors still open then? Not willing to confirm nor deny that.
I'm not confirming nor denying that statement, to be honest, because everyone will shout at me. Right. But my other video that's got 3.7 is when you're waiting for him to text back, but you can't get mad at him because he's not your man, but because he's the only man you're talking to, you call him your man, and now you're screaming internally. 3.7 million views. And that was about the situationship that caused me to get the stamp TikTok.
Wow.
So that actually got more views than I made after. And I did actually message the guy after I got the stamp TikTok, being like, do you know what? Thanks for that heartbreak. I've gained so much from that. It's brilliant. And then I blocked him and I've not spoken to him. Actually, that's we had a really awkward
savage
day. We had a really awkward encounter the other day where I held the door open for him and he said, thank you. I was like, yeah, you're welcome. Right. Please let me.
So I think from this episode we can take away just two things basically. Don't get in situationships, or if you do, then use it to get a viral TikTok. Is that fair enough?
Pretty much.
All right. Thanks so much for coming on, Mel. That's all we've got time for today. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.